Hello and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to share with you my honest opinion about Milwaukee tool, old tool, old school tool versus new tool. Alright? So in this video I will tell my experience, my personal experience and my thought. This is my personal opinion. This video is not promoted or sponsored by any brand. It's not sponsored by Milwaukee or any other brand. So in here, in this video, you will find my honest opinion. uh, opinion different. It can be different from people to another, but in this video you will find the truth. All right, basically because I did use a lot of tools in my life, and I did use a lot of brand. I even did repair tools in a point of my life, so I know exactly what I'm talking about here. Maybe better from a lot of people, even if they have some tool. You know my experience and what I'm going to talk about here, it's the real truth. All right. So what's the difference between new tools that Milwaukee offer, the fuel version, all right, the fuel version, the brushless tool, obviously, versus the old version of it, the which run with carbon brushes. All right. Now this battery is dead, so it's rechargeable, but it's not dead. It's you know you need to put it in charge. So this thing still work. All right, but because I did repair this. All right. So let's start with the new tools. The new tool, they are compact, they are powerful. All right, that's the advantage. They are very compact and powerful, and compared the weight, they are very lightweighted. All right. The disadvantage of these tools, the big disadvantage of these tools. All right. Now this impact drive is like 3 years old. It's not that very old, but I did repair it. Right, it did go to the repair shop. It was the problem. It was repairable. Luckily for me, it was a bearing, a bad bearing. So the bad bearing, make the machine stop from working. So I did repair it. All right. This one, this one, this one maybe like 10 years old, something like that. It didn't get repaired. The machine itself, it didn't get opened by a repairman, and I did beat this, this monster a lot. I did abuse it a lot. I did use very aggressive work with it. So that's the first thing that I noticed. I did have other Milwaukee fuel tools. Like I said, they are very strong and they're very powerful, but I think the old tool the old tool are the best. All right, if you are talking about durability. All right, if you are talking about durability only. If you want a more powerful, then go with the fuel. All right, but about repairing these tools are not repairable. For instance, if the switch broke, or the board, there is electronic board here and here, if they are broken, all right, if they broke for some reason, anything basically, you can't repair this because you need to order this board and the switch, everything basically. So it will cost you more than half the price of the machine. So it's useless. Half or more the half of the cost of the machine plus the cost of repairing, it will not be worth fixing. Better, to go and buy a new machine. That's the case with the new brushless version of Milwaukee. Another thing, these electronic boards, even if you abuse them or not abuse, it's not a question because these tools are monster. They are very very powerful. These electronic boards here, they have expired date. All right. So when you open this, you will find some capacitor. You will find some resistant, etc. So capacitor, for example, they have date. All right. Example: a capacitor will work like for 10 years, charge and discharge and charge and discharge and give, you know, electricity go in it. They are a chemical capacitor. So in the end, the chemical inside the capacitor will fail. All right. So if the capacitor fail, the board completely. For example, if the capacitor or the resistor fail, so basically the board will be useless. It will not work. So the machine will not work. So you will need to buy everything here. All right. Another time, like I said, it will cost you more than the half of the price of the machine. And for me, example, this machine work 3 years, and if she's going to cost me, example, more than half, it will not be worth fixing. All right, like I said, this did broke. There is a bad bearing. There was a bad bearing, so it was a something that you can repair. So I did repair it. It didn't cost much. But like I said, this here, this monster, it's the 28 volt, the old school Milwaukee. There is 18 volt and 28 volt. 28 volt, they are monsters. Um, they are like, the brushless version of the Milwaukee M18 fuel version. But they are less expensive and more robust. And this thing will, you can guarantee it will work like maybe for another 10 years because there is no electronic, there is no rubbish here. They are carbon brushes. If they were, after 10 years, you can replace them. If you find the specific carbon brushes for them, it's good. If not, you can find the carbon brushes like them in another brand, or you can modify the carbon brushes, just, send them a little bit and make them, the right size, and they will fit in like any brush tool. All right. So this monster is still working and still fighting, and it was never open. All right. Like I said, the only thing I repair in this is the battery. Well, this is normal after 10 years of use. The lithium battery did break. They didn't hold the charge, and two of them, the cells go bad. So I did replace all the cells with a new lithium ion high performance lithium ion cells, and this monster, back in shape and back working again, and even more powerful, I guess. So that's the only thing is the battery. Well, I'm sure also this, after 1 or 2 year it will break also the battery. So it's not a big deal. The battery, they are repairable. You can just change the cells. All right. The board in this battery is still working. So that's another thing. That's another thing, another difference, a major difference between old and new electronic. I mean, even old electronic components, they were made to last more than the new electronic components. All right. So you can find, some